Yeah, I'm good.
Alright, so Shalom. First and foremost, we're going to give our praises to Yahweh, Shem Yahushai, Shem Yahushai. Give honors to the elders and apostles of James Raven Stone, who rule well, peace, love, and salutation as well of the Akims in four corners of the earth, push this word with all truth and sincerity. The speckled bird Akims and Aquats out there who are tuned in, listening, and learning sincerely. Shalom. This is the Camp James, Jamaica, and back again. And as you can see, the name of this video, the title, right, Jamaicans turning to guard rings for protection. Without further ado, I'll get into it. So I'm bringing on a piece of them right over there.
So, it's the first Corinthians 10 and 4. So this is the book of 1 Corinthians chapter 10, verse 4. And they all drink the same spiritual drink, for they drank
Second verse. Right, like that. Right.
Second Corinthians 10 and 4. For the weapons of our warfare are not carnal, but mighty through God to the pulling down of strongholds.
Right, and one of those many strongholds, is basically spiritual wickedness. One of the spiritual wickedness is guard rings in Jamaica. Guard rings are basically rings of many different sorts that are used for protection on the left hand side, used for protection from death, from police, also used for allegedly blessings, to be both the court case, get money, find yourself, visa, whatever, So this is one of the many spiritual wickedness in high place, right, that our people indulge in, that we are out here basically breaking down to the spirit and power of the Yahweh Shai, right? And we're going to get into the whole guard ring thing, what our people use the guard ring for, because it's increasing more than ever. As the brother say, scroll through Instagram page, everywhere you see a person post up guard ring on all 10 fingers, right? Claiming that they're guarded up, protecting themselves, because people want to kill them, bad mind, all the them are ward off evil, said them try to get the bag, right? So, it's one of the many spiritual wickedness, right, where the Most High basically punish our people for you, is the name.
I'm going to back up spiritual wickedness, sir.
Alright, so it said, for the weapons of our warfare are not carnal, but mighty through God to the pulling down of strongholds.
And funny, it's not carnal, because when Jacob protect against his carnality, I'm afraid man to drive by upon them, shoot up them block, kill them families, because why? It's also because evil attracts evil, And if you are the wickedness, you want something to protect yourself from other evil. And at that time, them try to use evil to fight evil. That's why they make them guard ring, Because they say, oh, never left my own, guard ring, they have to protect me, and we sing about it, and applaud it, And it's basically becoming something that is accepted in today's society.
As I mentioned, carnal, look at where carnal is from the definition. It says, relating to or given to food, bodily pleasures, and appetites.
They go up the body, like in the Spanish, meat and carne, meat, flesh, and same difference.
One of the next definition to it is basically, according to the dictionary, from is relating to physical needs and activities.
So we're not out here to do anything carnal. We're not suiting up, getting ammunition, arms to go out and basically try and turn these people back. So, hey, if you don't turn back with the most, I'm going to shoot their head now. So, continue.
So continue, it says, but mighty through God to the pulling down of strongholds.
Right, so mighty through the Most High, Yahweh, because whether you believe it or not, He controls both sides of the spectrum, both good and evil, all narratives, as the brother said,
So
the Most High sent us, His prophets, basically wake up the people and also pull down some of these strongholds, just as our Christianity.
And look at the word stronghold here. Basically, go up to the Greek, Ochirima. See, you can look up it yourself if you have a different pronunciation. It says, anything on which one relies, of the arguments and reason by which a disputant endeavors to fortify his opinion and defend it against his opponent. You understand? So you can realize that one of the strongholds with them people who trust upon the gathering believe upon is the mentality with them afterwards. Man basically do some shabba hala over it and say, yo, we can just protect you from gunshot.
But funny thing, as we said, the precept about your point, the Spirit literally just put me to this precept here in Ecclesiastes chapter 19 and verse 5. Whoso taketh pleasure in wickedness shall be condemned, but he that resisteth pleasures crowneth his life. Alright, so we get precept number shows that most I control all things. This is Ecclesiastes chapter 18, verse 2. So the Lord only is righteous, and there is none other but he, who governeth the world with the palm of his hand, and all things obey his will, for he is king of all, by his power dividing holy things among them from profane. So, the gathering is actually for freedom. The correct way is the how we should not shine. And Christianity, you know, as well say. Christianity is only the bullshit, the money.
As they mentioned that, the precept Psalm 96 verse 4 says, for the Lord is great, and greatly to be praised. He is to be feared above all gods. Right? For all the gods of the nations are idols, but the Lord made the heavens.
Yeah, the majority of the whole in the new entertainment industry, one of the main god are Baphomet. And we have to deny them.
Basically, that's it. You can get the piece of Isaiah 8 and 19. Actually, where you see.
That's why, you know what I mean? Instead of turning to your gathering, instead of turning to your spiritual demons, you know what I mean? Turning to your dead. But you got obey man because you want to obey man put a look upon you, like, protect you from bullets, you know what I mean? I mean, so I was saying, so you sleep like someone. And I say, yo, you can always get away if you have on your gathering, if you know what I mean? If you're idle up and everything like that, yo. And I mean, so instead of turning to all of that, you know what I mean? Turn to your how wash and your shine. And I mean, true protection. The scripture telling Psalm 91, Psalm 91 and 1, he that abideth under the shadow of the Most High, your shadow represents protection. And can't all that. So it's a shadow of the Almighty protection, yo. Righteous protection, protection that won't fail. Isn't it?
And all the scripture say, all the gods of the nations are idols. When you look up the word idol, go up to Allah, Yahweh. See, and the word Allah Yahweh basically break down to mean of not good for nothing, worthless. You go deeper into it, it say, vain, empty, vanity, weakness, vain comforters. You understand? So when them people or them artists are they are dwelling, they are putting confidence in something that is a vain comfort.
Yeah, when I think of the name called, I suppose sure say you're gathering the help you. See me run behind bars near them up about and yet.
But Ryan King,
Just never say
Ryan King.
Oh, Ransom get shoot up.
Yeah. Most of them will push the narrative gathering, you know, nothing for them. It is just a play on words that just for the hype. It really nothing. And they know that, right? Because you have one when they will come out and say you get a clearance bar. I know in a crash. So when the clearance bar really do. For sure say it's vain, it really makes sense.
Yeah, and basically the gathering is like a molten image. Yeah, you have in a part like Egypt and they build a molten calf. And that's against the law. When you make a molten image and basically put your trust and your confidence upon it, say, yo, this I want you, or your gathering will protect you. The book of Leviticus 19 verse 4 says, turn ye not unto idols, nor make to yourselves molten gods. I am the Lord your God.
This is Exodus chapter 20 and verse start at 3. It says, let's start at verse start at 2. I am the Lord thy God, which have brought thee out of the land of Egypt, out of the house of bondage. Thou shalt have no other gods before me. Thou shalt not make unto thee any graven image, or any likeness of anything that is in heaven above, or that is in the earth beneath, or that is in the water under the earth. Thou shalt not bow down thyself unto them, nor serve them, for I, the Lord thy God, am a jealous power, visiting iniquity of the fathers upon the children unto the third and fourth generation of them that hate me.
And they don't want to rush the thing, but when you read the precept a while ago, it basically say you're not supposed to do certain things unto them. You see,
You're supposed to serve them this, right?
Exactly. And when you read the article a while ago, where it say you have different levels for the gathering where you want. You see, and the different levels where you have to basically do sacrifices, or you have to do some form of activity, so that you can basically empower the gathering, which is the medium where they are use to connect to them left hand side powers. You understand? Because gathering is like a medium according to how they bring it off. You see, because when they use it and them basically show you say it is that thing where we basically connect it to the wicked, the spiritual wickedness.
And I show the thing is, you know what I mean? They might try to protect against basically ultimately death and destruction. But when it comes to them, who are bringing the most side. Hey, check it. Check it, yo. The Philistines, what them do? They put Dagon next to the top, the something there, the Ark of the Covenant, you see me? And what happened? That dropped down, you see me? That drop down until they put it up back again, come back the next day, drop, take the hand cut off.
Until they say, no one take this whole house. And no one don't want it after that.
Can. So that I show you, say, yo, no spirits on the left hand side. Can go up against him. They never think about that. No other God, nothing. Can go up against the most side. The most side, sanction your execution, yo. Who will stop that?
Hey, what did you get your the secretary movie again? Ranking. You see me? The most side, basically set up a new getting shot. You know, and you want who the secretary now? Whatever nigga, you know, and the reason why that nigga behind bars, you know, cartel, because the most side actually set it up for you go behind bars. There's nothing will happen under the face of the sun, under the sun when the most side set up there. That's you're supposed to fear it and serve only him. You have to put the trust in basically in a gathering over man, or so-called Baphomet. These are false idols and not no benefit, and Christopher them as well are filming in that as well, because they're not trusting us so-called Jesus, why Christ. There's no power in that either. Right? She was speaking about broken sister and she don't know what doesn't get them Christopher. So
as I mentioned that, say all the gods are idol. There's a discourse in the book of Bella and the Jaguar. You see, basically the discourse was Daniel having a reason with the prince of Persia. Understand? And the prince of Persia say, oh, why you worship our God? Daniel make it plain and straight. You say, oh, we can't serve idol. Yeah. So when they use the word idol, Daniel basically said to him, say, we can't worship something that is worthless. You see, we can't worship a vain comforter. You understand?
If they have someone actually makes some folly of themselves? No, that's not good. You might ask me the broken sister.
So this is Jeremiah. Bring out the Amos.
Amos chapter 4 verse Amos chapter 3 verse 6. It says, shall a trumpet be blown in the city, and the people not be afraid, shall there be evil in a city, and the Lord had not done it.
Right, you know what I mean? So big cry, you know what I mean? Run go to road here, someone crash and live there all over the place. You know what I mean? You see him hand over there so the garden pan. I wonder why, you know what I mean? You know, that a big cry, you know, news flash here, people around. I mean, at the most I do it. You see what I mean? I don't know how gruesome it might look, you say, I'm not gonna do that. Best believe at the most I do
it. Show you the hypocrisy and basically the cognitive dissonance of our people have. Scripture say our people have a zeal, but are not according to knowledge. If they meet up in an accident and their life gets spared, Father God, boy, we don't know what would I do. But if they meet in an accident and they're dead, boy, we don't know, Lord God, why this happening? You see me? Like say them you realize they are them the father see one do that.
Them have it for the devil.
Exactly, they blame for the devil.
This is Job 2 and 13. Jeremiah 2 and 13 says, For my people have committed two evils. They have forsaken me, the fountain of living waters.
And then forsake the Most High, you know. And that go for the Rastas, that go for the Christians, that go for the niggas and all the area for the Baphomet. You know, forsake the Most High, right? It's true name in the Hebrew is Yahweh, and his name is what Yahweh Shai, the so-called black man. You know, he's the God of the Bible, not the God of Christianity, God of bullshit. You know, one of the people, the God that makes sense. How they build up in their mind.
Let me show you something. I did some research this well. There was research we just come across basically a small documentary, and it basically show you the study on water. You say the general conception of water is that water is just a medium we're supposed to consume. Basically it's not believed that it's something not living. Now the study show you say your water have something called water crystals. When you have water that don't have a flowing movement where it can be energized and oxygenated, it basically produces crystals that are basically irregular. You see, but when you have a water that is like flowing, it basically having a movement that go through a stream or it always a move, it oxygenated, and the crystal will produce have a certain form of consistency. So it shows you how the water living. So when you see how the scripture say, thou hast forsaken me, the fountain of living waters, it literal because the scriptures is that living waters is supposed to give you vibration. Understand? It scripture also go down and say what?
It says, and hewed them out cisterns.
Cisterns. A cistern is like a gutter or a trench that is basically word stagnant water. You see, it's something where basically all the shit and the piss them run into. You understand? So them hew them out broken cisterns. We can't hold no water. Therefore, them consume something that is of no life and of no value. It don't have no form of vibrancy, and it not basically push forward to your development. Mainly your spiritual development in this case. You understand?
And broken cisterns that can hold no water. Did you have something else? Yeah, jumped in an article. So this is entertainment article from the Star, Jamaican news outlet. Jamaican. It says artists turn guard rings for success and protection. Right?
And you notice scripture say your folly set in great. So we realize these things coming out in mainstream art and so forth, and the amount of people that speak about it is little to none. Understand? You might see our camp talk about it. They might see one and two pastors in the church talk about it. But the mainstream speaking out against it is not as popular. More likely them to talk about it as a normalization. Say, okay, these artists basically just not gallery. So each his own conception. Understand?
Even through the media, as the other brother said, yes, even the younger generation, you have some creative. Basically, this is how they take picture nowadays. When you look at them and you see this bag, even though they might actually go through the process, the idea of it and the brain, so they might try to normalize it, as I said.
It becoming a fun. Understand? Something to be glorified, looked upon.
Yes, I'm homosexual.
See? Right now you have the reason with the compass, what they call it Freemasonry. Right now them things here are sell as a fashion statement.
Any true story when they actually see them.
They sell them as a fashion statement.
It says it is often associated with cultural practices. But the wearing of a guard ring is a hushed subject in the entertainment space unless you sing about it. Meteor DJ Ace confessed his allegiance to his guard ring in his single Markets and Axio, while entertainer Slingers declares his invincibility when he wears his guard ring.
Just goes to show say when they actually believe in this shit, they actually put their life towards this, right? Because when them artists actually create a whole album towards witchcraft, you see me? So something we believe in and something we practice. This man we are alive, and it is not scriptural.
It says, yo, but what is the ring used for? And why are some entertainers wearing them? Artist slash blogger Dr. Love says many dancehall artists see the services of spiritual workers. It's one of the matter Obiaman, voodoo workers. You know?
And you know, the way we do the either.
Yes, you see that, bro. I'm going to come to monitor on TV and things CNN as well. Them always advertise the whole astrologers, you know, them like Ishmael and Christian. All them things they do are idol worship. So anyone, I mean, the uptown God in this, you know, who not commit idolatry. So
that go back to necromancy, because it's actually a process is talking to the dead, right? That is not of the Most High. You see me say, no, but what we do?
You have a TV show, popular American TV show, named American Idol. Understand? So it's basically something that is looked upon and glorified.
Says, it looks like a regular ring, but it protects you. It is filled with a lot of things like blessings and keep you out of court, keeps you away from police, murder. It secures you from a lot of situations. He told the Star, admitting that he is a regular client of a prominent Jamaican spiritual leader.
And that's one of the false beliefs when they conduct their mind. They say, yo, this thing is supposed to protect you, is supposed to give you prosperity. Understand? Which is basically an illusion. You understand? The scripture says, God has given him over to something like that.
strong illusions.
Strong illusion. That's all it's strong illusion.
No, it's okay.
Okay, it says, it helps you to stay. Alright, this is the personal speech. It helps you to stay in the industry and stay above things. So you can start. Come, you know. It says, so you can start traveling, get your house, car, and songs running in place without going to the payola system. So you don't want to get the working man route, you know what I mean? You want a quick way out.
I'd say, basically, what the matter of give praises unto the gods of this world for actually make it in this world.
You get to the meat item, it says there are two levels of this process. You have the sacrifice, one if you want to go in really deep, and the regular one to protect your life. So you can sacrifice if you want to go really deep into it, or you can do a regular thing to protect your life. Which most entertainers use. You see a spiritual leader, well, we're not get there, so get to the next part and say,
you just say you have to sacrifice for really deep. That sacrifice is a broad thing. You understand? Depending on the level, basically the sacrifice is made upon how far you want to go. You understand? So more while you see a man, child is drop out, it's just a certain, let's say, really sketchy. You see, something really sketchy about it, because at the end of the day, I never probably that. You see, for basically show them loyalty to the quote unquote fan club. They can call it like that. You see, and next thing with them do it, with them sacrifice them, what you call it, them integrity, them dignity. You understand? Enough man been over back. You know, it's a group of women, but that's how they do. You see, that's how they do. Them have all sorts of fun. And with that means that it basically conjure up an evil demonic spirit amongst them. You see, that's why even boy Tammy's father, he might be called up in a song. Uncle Demon, Bijan. Understand? And a part of the sacrifice is morality. You understand? Because when you realize, say, these artists, when they come out, there is nothing in relation to morality. Morality meaning the differentiation between right from wrong. You understand? Them always preach something that is immoral. If he's not talking about going around having sex with another man, woman, he might talk about girl and party wash. If he not talk about that, he might talk about bust gun in a boy head and squeeze gun in a this one head and shot girl this. It's all about immorality, man. And who can get the biggest moral forward? You understand? That's the one where them have a push, and that's what the industry wants.
Like lesbianism.
The
whole principle earlier, folly, setting dignity. In order for them, basically, this is what the left one glorify. Folly. In order to be promoted and get elected to sacrifice, you have to basically drop your morals and promote folly. So, I want to be lesbian, you want to be something for God. or you want to promote murder, or you want to promote adultery, but it has to be some form of wickedness. And if you want to promote idolatry as well, because Rastas, you are promoting idolatry, like that Butch Coffee. Like even the so-called Christians promote idolatry as well. Because the Christian vibration, modern day Christian, the plantation Christian, if you will, it's all idolatry. If you push, how about Shemay Shai, you truth of the scriptures, that's not going to. If you have said you will even go in the music industry, if you have a mindset for going in the music industry, you're going there.
Let me show you some examples. In Christianity, they have one song we call, let's see about, You Made Me Stronger. When I look up the true origins of the song, it basically is a man that sing to him gay lover. You understand? You see, he raised me up. So, it's a man that sing to him gay lover. When you look on how coffee came to the forefront, you realize that most of the things that is because she's being glorified because she had a forerunner for lesbianism. You understand? Look at it now. She started to push song about hey fancy. Oh, me I'm put you on lockdown. This kind of man she have put on lockdown. Which man? Which woman about that?
When you look on coffee, you see butcher, and you must say a butcher that.
Isn't it? You don't forget that, bro. Look on Gage. Gage was an artist who come on the scene as one of the hot runners at the time. You understand? And he basically come out and do an interview and say, yo, the songs that were in there sing at the time was a part-time management team. They must say, yo, this is how the industry want. And I hit away to sing. Now, Gage basically said, yo, change up the management team and start to promote songs that he's interested in and he wants to promote. And right now, now getting forward. The news, the media, they're not promoting them. You can call it same get blacklisted. You understand? So based on all of these things, they can still can't look on Buju. Buju, they have a hot song back in the days. Boom boy, nobody boy face. Look on it now. Buju come from jail, and he have to basically say, yo, look, I'm not sing that song anymore. Now you look on that and you realize the standards where they must set for the music industry, and they must set the standards as means of enchantment against the minds of the people. Understand? So you know, say them gatherings and everything that them buy into, them have to sell out themselves to get all of the blessings, quote unquote, blessings and the prosperity and protection of them are going to get.
I have a quick one. It's Ecclesiastes 12 and to the point, verse 4. And the door shall be shut in the streets when the son of the grinding is low, and he shall rise up at the voice of the bird. All the daughters of music shall be brought low.
Exactly.
That's the demoralization of the music industry. A good one on my shit, where does that get worse?
Exactly. We can hear this. Something about Happy Meal, selling soul for Happy Meal. Yeah. Basically come on stage and selling soul for Happy Meal. Something like that. You can look it up.
Them constantly bring out say your way and so realize them after. The man basically have speak it in them song, but people because people just get up and listen the song and not actually view the true meaning and like audio everybody hear clearly. You see me? Them when they talk it in them song daily, they are them lifestyle, they pray onto different lifestyles.
But that Jake one because you see me? Literally when I say humble demon. Remember back in the red when we got off Cartel and him sing one song to him body and most of them still the same for him. So fuck that nigga if he dead.
You come out and say you reach 23 heights in the evil and something like that, masonry, some form of food.
Yeah, so if you still up back an artist like that, it's simple to show where your mind is at. You're with fuckery and then must say I kill you if you don't repent. You see me? And that's the message. Because when I come and preach up on a Christian vibration. The simple message is that repent, or the most say I kill in some gruesome way. And yes, God of the Bible and kill people. And kill half everybody on the face of the earth once and then you only hate soul. And you tell them you have a mass murder people on the earth very soon. Again. You know, but things are intensified for that. More theatrical and worse scene you can never see.
Amos chapter 3 verse 3, you can two walk together except they agree. Understand? Say in an alliance with them, you have to basically get jacked up.
Yeah, you can always sing the 60s them and half a line and
them people are defensive towards them because if them fit here we actually are saying them here. One party they say we far up and our parents turn left, down right, all over.
They will get through. That's the message, you know, most I put
the
them.
scripture say, "Oh, and people not be alone, but who have pleasure in it too."
Praise the Lord. Have it. Romans 1:32 says, "Who knowing the judgment of God, that they which commit such things are worthy of death, not only do the same, but have pleasure in them that do them."
Exactly. The only reason why them man here can actually do them for a full nation is because the mass are run with them, you know. They must actually depend for them side. That's the only reason why they can do it. Because the moment one somebody goes to bombs and they court and they have a rebellion against it, you have to put it down. Which as a people, that they bring out the whole Jamaicans thing because they did have a portion of overseas where they run on international income. They did have a portion of overseas people actually look out against Jamaicans for that song. So what do you have to do? You have to remove it.
And does what player said, don't believe say you is him of his own minor opinion come out and say you know him have a team. Just like when Yanni, the so-called curvaceous fake diva, take off her panty up Bob Gardens. She come out and she say yo that was a planned event. You see, they want to highlight the context of the song she did with Dexter Daps. And the song basically shows that she take off her panty. And she did it on stage. And she said, oh, that was a misguided event, movement by a decision made by she and her management team. So all of them artists have a team, we have back them and them have funneled the idea in them to produce more and more immorality.
Hey, as I'm grateful, that these artists, you know, when they push them all Freemason bullshit, them have handlers. You see me? Yeah, man, you have man who come from the real so-called Illuminati and so-called, because the scripture say the knowledge of wickedness is not wisdom. Right? So you have a man who from the higher ups, right? Come down and tell his artists what they're supposed to do.
Yeah, it's basically a circle is an industry, you know, so one do the other have to do, right? In order to actually make it in that industry, you have to follow whatever they want to do. Right, so that is expected.
So in order to make it in the higher up and the music, you have to do this.
Yes, you have a quick bro?
Alright, have a quick one. Isaiah 3:9 say, "You show up their countenance does witness against them, and they declare their sin as Sodom. They hide it not. Woe unto their soul, for they have rewarded evil on themselves."
They beat their bowl.
And you can, if you remember the history of Sodom is a basically a high level of abominable events happening.
Yeah.
See, they come like the precept in Ezekiel chapter 8, where the scriptures say, look further and more wickedness I ever see amongst the people. And the same thing where they used to go on, but them are going right now. Understand? In a different ways and forms. Is it right?
Yeah, a little bit more than say, the ring is filled with ingredients. It is prayed over and goes through a process involving liquids. Sometimes a goat or a fowl is sacrificed, and the spirit that comes out of that will be your protection, he said. Ironically, another popular theme in dancehall music is prayer. However, Love said although he believes in God, he doesn't think lone prayer can fulfill all desires. Prayer takes longer, and no artist artists no believe in a God, but the church becomes the last resort.
I'm bringing forward the definition of
Where I said something for earlier, I said people have a zeal of God. You see me? They know say our power today, but what they don't believe in it. They don't have faith or belief in the higher ups above. You see me? That's why they can do all of the great folly and feel good within themselves because of this them praise.
Yeah, they want to fast game.
Exactly.
Yeah, a quick one. Ecclesiasticus chapter 2:12. Woe be to the fearful heart and faint hands, the sinner that go two ways.
Go two ways. You ever believe in a God, sinner, but never go over to get political defense, you know? I am dead.
Yes, sir.
I'm dead.
You are helping me this.
Yeah,
You're dead.
Yeah, man, right.
Victory! Inside joke.
Says, woe unto him that is faint-hearted, for he believed not. Therefore shall he not be defended. So you don't believe in the Most High, Most of them not going to defend.
You're not destroying your house.
There's no straddling the fence with most sides.
Wait a second, never preach.
There's no straddling the fence with most sides.
This is Psalms 94 and verse 16. It says, who will rise up for me against the evildoers, or who will stand up for me against the workers of iniquity?
So if you
choose this side,
pick your side and stick to it. With the most side, you have to put up all form of wickedness.
No gathering, no Obeah, no Christianity, no Rastafarianism.
No one foot over and say you don't believe in a God, but what?
Yeah, isn't it like it don't make no sense? Isn't it because at the end of the day, what they're going to do, they're going to sacrifice and do something where they don't even know, right? Most of them people here, if you ask them when they got the Obeah man or whatever, what the Obeah man do, they don't know. They just go, put on whatever they want, put on pay whatever they want, pay, and the Obeah man do whatever they want to do. You see, and they're not going to be going with the Obeah man too. You are going to get put to death. You know, so I have something in store for you.
And then basically, for them ignorant to the harm they must cause. Because the interview was done with Cartel, and the interviewer asked you if you believe, say, you will music and change the general culture and mindset of the people. Roughly paraphrase it. And you say, look here, if you're really business, the man won't believe when you sing him song because that is just entertainment. You see? He say literally, he say, he would make him parents, he make him pity them, listen to certain songs because he was a parent of a died for children. So other people, you have to know how to guide your own also.
And that's hypocrisy.
They must say I kill that
Complete hypocrisy because at one end you're trying to be a good parent, but then you're established.
State you're trying to be a good parent. Ghana is not a good parent, you're not a good human being.
And then at the other end, you help people to actually go off, you lead people to wickedness. You see me? So it don't make no sense. And that is a big hypocrisy.
Kill them. You see, I'm in a rat in a jail. You see me, yeah man, anybody will follow you, you have to meet some more gruesome, right? Basically sentence. The most I have enough for the bullshit. You know? A long time Moses says repent. Now everybody want to hold them on Christianity, Rastafarianism, do as thou will. Guess what? Judgment will come now. You see me? That's why the evil increase, you know. You be short because right now, gathering. Who in a Jamaican knows a fucking Obeah man are wickedness? You know, and gathering are wickedness. Who don't know that? Right? So any justification you want to conjure up, guess what? You know the truth and the most you are judging. Right? Anybody who are flock after them, Al-Kabline and the 6 them and whatever they can name on the rest is the most they are killing them. That's the judgment. You know, not so-called burning a fire for ever and die. No, the sentence is upon the earth. When most of them go through famine, you know, your family dead in front of you, or you suffer by sickness, coronavirus is a breeze. You know? The most they are bringing swift judgment upon this earth, we will wish it dead. And still in the flesh of us.
Quick one. This Deuteronomy 32 and 16 said they provoke him to jealousy which trained God with abominations, provoke him to anger.
Yeah, provoke the most to anger, yo. So man, guess what? It's like you poke one beer. You poke one beer. You turn around and wet you. Like the most you know. Oh, I believe in a God, but man, really? You poke the most side. You provoke him, so no matter him and wet you. Yes, the most side kill. Everybody already that the most side will do. Yeah.
So you sacrifice unto devils, not to Yahweh.
Unto devils. The whole gathering, the sacrifice we make, you know, they actually do it unto devil. We don't want to be Baphomet or the Obeah man or whatever evil spirit you think about. Right? That's the devil, deceiving spirits. Right?
He said to gods whom they knew not.
Alright.
New gods that came newly up, whom your fathers feared not.
Yeah, because your forefathers never know them yet that they will exist. Devil never know sweet Jesus. They exist. And it's when the so-called white man conjure him up. You know,
if you go back 1,000 years ago, nobody know who the hell named Jesus.
Why Jesus? Sweet Jesus. First thing first, they never exist.
That's why we say if you go back 1,000 years, nobody would know.
Yeah.
You see that one? Quick one. Deuteronomy 18 and 10, there shall not be found among you any that maketh his son or daughter to pass through fire, or that useth divination.
And that is based on the law, which is written in the book of the scriptures. You see, the law's purpose is to make our people holy and separate and clean. When you research the laws, it tell you the genuine purpose of it. It tell you, say, yo, this is what you're supposed to do to gain good success. Understand? The scripture tells you, with the Lord, there are treasures forevermore. So when you are going to these things about your gathering and your idol and your this, you basically are seeking to death while being fed a false hope. You understand? It's a false hope.
Listen to this. It's like Deuteronomy 28 and 1. It shall come to pass that thou shalt hearken diligently unto the voice of the power that I power to observe and to do all his commandments which I command thee this day. The power that power will set thee on high above all nations.
So if you want really real unadulterated protection and guidance and long life, this is how you need.
Yeah, listen to this. Because all of this were listed as the blessings. I hit our people look for them gathering here. Listen, and all these blessings shall come upon thee and overtake thee.
So when you sing a song about blessing called by my life, these are the blessings you're supposed to have for your life. You're supposed to work and not sing good song and entertain good people.
I take off the jars in front of the crowd.
It's supposed to be basically be kings and priests upon the earth. It's supposed to direct people to
in righteousness.
Just the other money and see the insurance. That don't make sense. Some of them need some, well, the scripture no matter in the parable. This man work and you have great riches and what? What's I take in life?
Yeah, when they don't fool.
No fool.
This knife declared thy soul required of thee. There's no everlasting life in this society.
And that is what you really work for.
Vanity.
Exactly.
I will pause. I said, I watched something last night. Basically, some African Americans all outrages from the 1980s up. You know, when African Americans become outraged. One may remember the guy named, they never showing me, but one thing I mentioned or really hit home was that the so-called Negro man, you know what I mean? Basically, he work a full week, right? The first 3 days, I will play PM Landlord. The Thursday, I will play Uncle Sam, and the Friday, he work for himself. So, yo.
Basically, our modern society, whichever way you want to split it, people on the lower end and the food chain are the same thing when the brother does basically lay out about. Look on a taxi man must work 5 days a week for the boss. You see? For the boss. And on a Saturday, he get a day for himself. You understand? So God bless the amount that little sperm so we can get from the boss money throughout the week. You see me?
I say one bad what scripture says.
I can see why our people, I mean, I look at means to like get to the top, but
wrong way.
The wrong way, you know.
Wrong turn.
All the other side, I'm not going to cannibalism soon, but
No funny
no funny. And all these blessings shall come upon thee and overtake thee, thou shalt hearken unto the voice of the Lord thy power. Blessed shall thou be in the city, in the field, fruit of thy body, fruit of the ground, you know what I mean? The fruit of the cattle, the increase of thy king, flocks of thy sheep.
And that are coming at the kingdom of heaven, it's going to be on the earth, not here. You know, the idea to get on those blessings in the kingdom of heaven. Right, not here. Would people want big car and big house and some fiat currency here?
No
you know,
security.
Right, when no sense of security is it's like yeah, the treasure, you know, unheard of mother and restore because the currency don't feel either way.
Because there was scripture roughly paraphrasing says a blessing unto a man to see him offspring and grow. Right now you have to sacrifice the seed. You see, what kind of life that?
So they're not even fear get broke paper when you go out.
Then turn to the garden for protection. Listen to this, a blessing. Verse 6. Blessed shalt thou be when thou comest in, and blessed shalt thou be when thou goest out.
Most High got you.
As person, none shall make him afraid.
Well, you know, I think about not only they want to run with the gathering, but you know, this is a trend for actually sing about Bible and going this, that are the trend. It don't mix because the most are not dealing with carnal warfare. You see me? If you're not trusting in the Most High, you're trusting in the Most High, you have a gathering and a gun. That means you don't believe in the Most
Shows aside, nigga.
Yeah.
Don't lukewarm spirit around here.
Hey, the Bible is just a book. When value is what it is to you. You understand? When them issue, when them this nigga pull out and shoot the Bible, they'll say, he got what's coming to him. The Bible is a book. You understand? At the end of the day, it's the content that unite and how much it values to you and how much you subscribe to it. That's how the value lies.
I don't want Christians. Christians are bad, you know.
They must be bad.
When you want to set that with his grass on here.
You know what I think, you know what I think about it? Just one time there, just start high school. When I did the new man, I'm spontaneous about
You know, look at them.
yeah. You see me? Basically, she come out and I tell one story about Abraham, right? Even though we know never in the scripture, right? She said Abraham's father was an idol worshiper, we know that. But one day, Abraham mashed up the idol, them and leave one. See me?
Christianity 6 verse 7.
Yeah. See me? But I just the idea behind it, I bring out. So Abraham mashed up the idol, them and leave one. And what happened is that his father come and ask, who do this? You see me? And Abraham said, the big statue get vexed with the rest of them and take the sledgehammer and mash them up. When father say, oh no, that don't make no sense because they're lifeless and they can't do nothing. So Abraham turned to him and said, why you worship them? Instantly father dumbstruck because he can't say nothing because obviously he don't have no father like that. Why you worship him? You see me? And even though it is not a factual story, it have a point behind it. You see me?
Understand the point.
You see me? And I see in Christianity and do idol worshiping now. Because they worship the biggest idol of this world.
And precept on that. This is Wisdom of Solomon chapter 15, instead of 15. So for they count all the idols of the heathen to be gods, which neither have use of eyes to see, nor noses to draw breath. Wisdom of Solomon 15. They said, nor noses to draw breath, nor ears to hear, nor fingers of hands to handle, and as for their feet, they are slow to go. For man made them, and he that borrowed his own spirit fashioned them. But no man can make a god like unto himself. For being mortal, he worketh a dead thing with wicked hands. For he himself is better than the things which he worshippeth.
Exactly. No, it's a dead thing. That is what it is called the rudiment definition of idol is. Remember that he asked if you look at the word idol. Going night, it's a noun. An image or other material object representing a deity to which religious worship is addressed.
You can continue reading verse 3, 3 say, but just continue reading.
See, it says, according to the Bible,
Just read them.
it says, an image of a deity other than God, the deity itself, any person or thing regarded with blind, keyword, blind admiration, adoration, or devotion. See, a mere image or semblance of anything, visible but without substance, as a phantom, a figment of the mind, fantasy, a false conception, or notion, fallacy.
Yeah, agree.
Understand?
Fuckery.
You worship something less than human. Basically,
Peace iron, I thought you were reading peace iron.
Peace iron.
But the other man makes one chant over it.
Let us read Wisdom of Solomon chapter 15, right? Alright, so this is Wisdom of Solomon 14. It says, verse 1. It says, again, one prepared himself to sail and about to pass through the raging waves. Called upon a piece of wood more rotten than the vessel that carried him. For verily desire of gain devised that, and the workman did it by his skill. But thy providence, O God, O Father, governeth it. For thou hast made a way in the sea and a safe path in the waves. So the Heavenly Father are the one who will carry that piece of ship. But a ship, and you are dependent on the madness.
The ship and the Heavenly Father over the ship.
As the scripture tells in Romans, who serve and worship the creature more than the creator. And that's even yes, we know say you have the evil spirits on the left hand side, well, not for you, Jay, not even have access to them, but yes, there are spirits here. Who will think create them left hand spirit? The most side. So you worship these evil spirits, you trusting them, protect you, and look upon the bigger picture. So the most they actually set them up and say, if you worship them, they're my creation, me have a worship.
You see me? So it says, showing that thou canst safe from all danger. Yea, though a man went to sea without ark, nevertheless, thou wouldest not that the ark, the works of thy wisdom, should be idle. And therefore, though men commit their lives to a small piece of wood, and passing the rough sea in a weak vessel are saved. For in the old time also, when the proud giants perished, the hope of the world governed by thy hand escaped in weak vessel, and left to all ages a seed of generation. Right? And I have something else as well. It's a book of letter of Jeremiah, chapter 1, which is just one chapter. I'll start at verse 2. It said, because of sins which ye have committed before God, ye shall be led away captives unto Babylon by Nebuchadnezzar, king of the Babylonians. So when ye be come unto Babylon, ye shall remain there many years and for a long season, namely 7 generations. And after that I will bring you away peaceably from thence. Now shall ye see in Babylon gods of silver and of gold and of wood borne upon shoulders, which cause the nations to fear. And this is basically the principles that our people take on. Because all of these things are idol worship and basically the things that with other nations they do. You see, it's not our origin. We just adapt it. Well, them just adapt it. Now I kill myself with them. Them just adapt it from the other nations.
And it's because they learn not the ways of the heathen.
Understand?
All of the gods of the heathens are idols, because the Most High said, we are him. God, you never be a ruler over nobody else. You never give a fuck over them. You never refer to them as like spittle. Exactly. The Most High are fully power, fully Father, our Heavenly Father. And we're supposed to serve Him. And then by we serving Him, these nations are basically serve us.
And this brush up this is verse 5. He said, beware therefore that ye in no wise be like to strangers, neither be ye afraid of them when ye see the multitude before them and behind them worshipping them. Jumping down to verse 12, he said, yet cannot these gods save themselves from rust and moths, though they be covered with purple raiment. They
gathering and clean, you know? Gathering and
clean itself. If it be a hand for, make it clean itself. You see, if you want a glass of water, gathering, get me a glass of water, please. Yo, if it be powerful truly, that you should have do. You see? It says they.
And even though it might squeeze some nigga finger and tell them what danger come, when your how washing and shall come for you, there's no squeeze and no fucking ring. And you can't squeeze the same way, and there's nowhere to run, nowhere to hide, more than 6 feet.
Look one pretty boy, but I don't know pretty boy, one of Jamaicans most wanted now. You see me, them shooting in the last year, or 2 months ago, killing. You see me, when the order come down from basically the big man in Nigeria for Buffy, as much as he want to squeeze him, the whole life try to jump out and run if you see the picture. You see, that was feeding time for them. You see, so when most sanction that. You see me? It says they wipe their faces because of the dust of the temple, when there is much upon them. And he that cannot put to death one that offended him, holdeth a scepter as though he were a judge of the country. He had also in his right hand a dagger and an axe, but cannot deliver himself from war and thieves. You see me? What do you call it? At that point. Understand?
Just to add, scripture says things that are written off what I'm waiting for our learning. Notice when Israel back then worship other God, what happened? Them get the curses get put upon them. You see me? And I see anything happen now, and the thing about is that the people nowadays have the Bible and not read it. Because if they didn't read it and realize they the same thing happen over and over again. You see me?
The most
Isaiah 30 verse 1, woe to the rebellious children, say the Lord, that take counsel, but not of me, and that cover with a covering, but not of my spirit, that they may add sin to sin.
What can I take whether you don't say? Say you believe in God, but prior to so, that don't make no sense. That literally don't make no sense. Listen,
This is Deuteronomy 32 verse 35. To me belongeth vengeance and recompense. Their foot shall slide in due time. For the day of their calamity is at hand, and the things that shall come upon them make haste. For the Lord shall judge his people, and repent himself for his servants, when he seeth that their power is gone, and there is none shut up or left. And he shall say, Where are their gods, their rock in whom they trusted, which did eat the fat of their sacrifice, and drank the wine of their drink offerings? Let them rise up and help you, and be your protection. See now that I, even I, am he, and there is no power with me. I kill and I make alive, I wound and I heal, neither is there any that can deliver out of my hand.
Exactly. So the most I don't want the handle. See, can you never listen to one video? That was Sanchez.
the thing about it, you see, as the scripture says, you make them rise up. You see, the scripture promise famine, pestilence, and sword. So what they are going to do, more see what will happen in a time to come. When the most high, if you destroy all niggas, if the are going to squeeze, you know, if the are going to squeeze your hand, or you can say to the other man, so you know, protect me, and you say to dog squeeze, yes, you know, you see, like the girl, you can talk to the girl and say, you beg your pizza bread, and the girl will put your bread here or something like that, you know, because destruction coming your way.
Exactly. When you read Jeremiah chapter 5 verse 1, say, go to know ye rich men, weep and howl for your miseries that shall come upon you. Your riches are corrupted, and your garments are not evil. See, the riches that you get, them get it by they call it a righteous means. They get it from a corrupt standpoint. You say your gold and silver is cankered, and the rust of them shall be a witness against you, and shall eat your flesh as it were fire. Ye have heaped treasure together for the last days. Understand?
I better post a scripture for the comment board.
Yeah, one
If you are in love, First Corinthians 10, verse 20 is about I say that the things which the Gentiles sacrifice, we sacrifice to devils and not to Yahweh. And I would not that he should have fellowship with devils.
Correct. Yeah, to the point. I have no fellowship with these idols, yeah. I'll never confess to the point. This Second Chronicles chapter 15 verse 13. That whosoever would not see the Lord God of Israel should be put to death, whether small or great, whether man or woman.
Straight to the point that you said, isn't it? From when you put the Lord, you're against him, and you want to send destruction upon you.
So I don't believe in that God can fuck with the yard. I get fucked.
This is Isaiah 8 and 19. It said, and when they shall say unto you, seek unto them that which are familiar spirits, and unto wisdom that pep and that mortar, should not the people seek unto their gods, for the living to the dead. So to the law and to the testimony, if they speak not according to this word. 19. And it's Isaiah 8 and 19. And when they shall say unto you, seek unto them that have familiar spirits.
Yeah, man, go over there, man. Get your robe up, you know, your protection, get the gathering, man.
And
I'll get you back. I'll get you back on money.
I'll some man and fuck with.
They always, I'll put it down.
Say, and unto wizards that peck and that mortar, should not a people seek unto their God?
Yeah, it's a rhetorical question. Should not you seek to the Most High? You go to Hobby, man. Gathering. You're mad.
So for the living to the dead, he said to the law and to the testimony, if they speak not according to this word, it is because there is no light in them.
That's right. So if you're not going according to the scriptures, no light in you, I have it.
That's why they want to be scarred in the days to come, they want to be in a state of confusion.
Very some cannibalism.
Understand?
Yeah, for me to come to Jamaica, don't say the Most High. I see the gathering squeeze and I'm gathering see oh family forward.
It's a way of power to you.
I want no food now there next week. Squeeze.
Make your old man make a guard belt for family belly. Anyway, don't bring your mind. See?
I will have what they're dead serious most every family upon a face every killer over other people.
Jeremiah 4:22 says, "For my people is foolish, they have not known me. They are selfish children, they have no understanding. They are wise to do evil, but to do good."
Yo, imagine the amount of search and seek they have to do, and the amount of foolishness they have to do, just to get a gathering and basically going at that fan club of wealth. See,
So
it's not even real wealth.
350,000 equip the ring.
350,000 people agree. So enough people basically are fight to get that. So then first single of them come out and get a little money. And gathering them go put it in so that they can basically get more opportunities for people. Look how much effort you have put in that shit, man. You see me? You're foolish, though. You're dumb. Dumb as hell.
Why is it do evil? See it again, bro?
Jeremiah 4:22 it says, "For my people is foolish,
They fool, man.
they have not known me. They are selfish children,
And I refuse idiot. Bible class the idiot now, you man.
and they have no understanding.
Nonsense.
They are wise to do evil,
Mhm.
but to do good they have no
Yeah, man,
knowledge."
you mean say you're smart when you come and do wickedness. Just know if you go up your man, where up your man name, what kind of item use. You have all of that knowledge there. When you come and do the righteousness, I keep the laws and the best ability. In the words of the Most High, the name of the Most High, in characteristic, you know, no knowledge about that. You see me? And it's because some of the people are destroyed for lack of knowledge.
Jeremiah 13:10 said, "This is the people which refuse to hear my words, which walk in the imagination of their heart, and walk after other gods, to serve them and to worship them, shall evil be as the greenwood, which is good for nothing."
Good thing, no, not really.
Jeremiah 13:10 says, "This is the people which refuse to hear my words, which walk in the imagination of their hearts," which go back to Hebrew word love with mind.
Yeah, man, what do you think is right?
Yeah, they say, "And walk after other gods, to serve them and to worship them, shall even be as the greenwood, which is good for nothing."
Good thing, no. You know them I do? Cast into the fire. You know, like bramble. Like them come on. Yeah, just say bramble.
Easy get you, brother.
Yeah, man. You see America going down, California and them place there. Yeah, man. That's how one. Fire of the light. Hellfire.
Because of Exodus 22:18, "Thou shalt not suffer a witch to live."
Alright.
When I part of that shit to you, nah, but when with them, we actually do it because that is not of the no side.
And the most say, kill up your man. I'm going to kill people go over man. I'm going to kill people love people go over man. Kill people who follow after people go over man. That's how a whole lot of people that get put to death. Including Christians and Rastas. You know? Yeah, because the most I not need them people. You see, we can't church is enough. Most I not need Christianity because it don't know the scripture. The most I not need Rastafarianism who believe in Selassie. Bugged out. You know, and definitely not these artists. You know, so-called Jamaican celebrities. What they want to sell out to them, if they repent, they want to get to it.
Alright? That's it. Alright, so with that, I hope this lesson was edifying, you know what I mean, to the so-called English, Latinos, and Native Americans who are the biblical Israelites. Giving our praises again to Yahweh, who are Shem, who are Shai, who are Shem, and Kodash, the man the elders and apostles of James Creative School, who rule well, peace, love, and salutations for the actions before coming of the third, which is word, without true sincerity. Shalom.